Do you ever wonder what would it feel like to assert your own needs without immediately trying to protect someone else's feelings? How can small steps of autonomy and independence change the dynamics in your relationships? This example illustrates the power of stepping back from the habitual fixer, or, and I quote this, guilty role. It shows how mental and emotional separation, holding one's own sense of self while tolerating the parent's discomfort, can subtly shift the relational dynamic, even in cases of covert narcissism. With that newly created space, I began to help her begin to imagine what it would feel like to articulate her own needs and desires. Like, for instance, I wondered with her, what would it feel like to talk to your mother about what you want, what you called your, and I quote, perfect world? In other words, attending graduate school, yet still maintaining a relationship with her. We explored how, when she does not use her voice, when she does not assert her own autonomy, she unintentionally leaves a void in the relationship, an opening for her mother to step in and reassert control. Initially, she couldn't even conceive of expressing her own wishes. The habit of collapsing into her mother's emotional needs had been too ingrained. Paradoxically, the possibility of claiming her own desires emerges precisely when she steps out of her own, and I quote, psychic retreat. That's the internal world she created to survive her parents' aggression, manipulation, and emotional control. In fantasy, she can rebel, enact, I quote this, enact revenge, or assert her freedom. But in reality, these impulses must be moderated, expressed carefully, yet still authentically. This moderated assertion of her own needs allows her to practice autonomy, confront the relational dynamic, and test the limits of her mother's reactions without falling back into old patterns of fixing or complying or feeling guilty or shutting down.